basically describes how families matter in India. How many of you have heard of Tata Nano?
An awful car.
Absolutely. A bloody awful car which not even Indians want to drive. But you have heard of it, right? And this is the advertisement which basically describes how the companies touch the emotions in India. There you have it, a joint family where everybody in the family is involved, and you have people trying to bend down to you so as to describe your higher status. That's how they try to touch the emotions in India. And that was my introduction to my country and what happens there. If you want to talk about business, if you want to talk about how to enter, just ask me. You have to give me your situation and I can absolutely, positively help you with what's the opportunity there. So,
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
So, like, just to give us a rough idea of how the population is distributed between the rich, medium class, and the poor. Like, what numbers are we talking about?
I would say about 2 to 3% of people are the super rich. About 5% are very rich, and then you have about 50% of people being the middle class, and then you have like the lower 40% as being very poor.
So we're roughly talking 7%, like really rich.
Really rich.
Then 50% medium class,
yes.
and the rest is poor.
Yeah. By European standards, because you know in that also it's like the extremely people living in the slums, and then you have people who are living a decent life in a village, but that's poor by the standards in the city. Yeah.
You have briefly touched the question of castes, right? Is that, in terms of castes, how is that like distributed?
There are no numbers on that because it officially doesn't exist. But there are 4 kind of castes. One is the royalty, the Brahmins, the business people, and the Shudras, which are like supposed to be the untouchables. So there's no way to describe it how, or there are no official numbers. So even if I give, I'll be pulling the numbers out of thin air.
I have a question about the money.
Yeah.
It all depends versus the money. I've got the numbers. On average, universities cost about 1/4 that is charged in Western universities, right?
Yeah.
That's correct. Okay. The student may live on $100 to $150 per month,
A
right?
very good life. 100 to 150, you live a very good life as a student.
Okay. Good. Now, let's say universities get 1/4 of the money that a decent European university gets, right? That means they can devote approximately 1/4 of what university in Ireland is paying for advertisement and pay the 1/4 in India, right?
For what?
For getting student leads.
Okay.
Say Irish university pays $30 per lead. that is $7 in India, right? How come that?
There are two things about it. One is the cost of operation, to answer why it is cheap. And secondly, the really good universities in India charge something extra under the table.
You're missing the question. Okay.
How can they give the amount of money per lead, right?
No, why they do not wish to give that money?
Why they don't get to wish that money? Because the college I went to, there was a competition of 100,000 people trying to get into that university, and only 1,000 of them got it. In the private universities that you go to, there is usually the competition of 4 students want to get into one seat, and just 1 student getting in. So there's a huge demand and less supply.
Right. Then
So
what's the point of the university coming to us and saying we need to advertise?
those are the private universities you are talking about.
Yes,
you are talking about
we're not
private
talking about
colleges.
state ones.
Yeah, you're talking about private colleges, and they are not the same numbers as you're saying, because officially they can charge only a certain amount of money, but they still charge you a lot of other money for like hostels, and they charge money from companies taking up their people. They try to get them to do some
Now we're
jobs.
getting closer to the point. We are not dealing with state universities.
Right.
because there is no money with them.
Mm-hmm.
We are dealing with private universities, private
Right.
schools. And we're coming to actually opposite. That private university comes to us and says, we need to advertise, we need students. To say, okay, 1/4 of the price that Irish university is paying is approximately the value you should pay. Let's make you happy, and you pay just 1/6 of it. That means 30 by 6 times, it's just $5 per lead. Okay, how much is worth 1 student in that private college?
Okay, we can actually do this
And,
numbers right away.
Doesn't matter. It's costs more than $5, right? Student
Much.
brings much more than $5.
Yes.
And that college, university, private one, does not pay $5 per lead. What is our fault? We got
You don't have a fault.
no. I'm saying the
Yeah.
numbers. Okay, we got 103 requests in the last couple of months from Indian private colleges, universities. 103. One of them agreed to pay 1/6 of the price what regular universities pay. So, what's the problem there? They don't have money. They don't have money in the bank accounts. They deal just with the cash. Because we're not asking to pay by credit card. We say just do bank transfer.
Now, there are 2 things about
They walk
that.
away.
Number one, Indians are cheap.
Right.
They don't advertise that much because, like I said, there's a huge demand for that sort of stuff. Yeah, because
What do they ask?
they ask because there's one person who's hired in the company to prove to his boss that he's doing something to further promote the company.
Okay, that's called time wasting.
Yes, so that's the thing about dealing with Indian businesses. That's why I don't deal with them.
Because, okay, let's leave the schools. Let's get to employers.
Right.
Employers don't have 100,000 workers in one place, right? Even in high-tech facilities.
100,000 in one place, no way.
No.
The biggest campus is of 40,000 people.
Let's say a company that needs highly qualified people needs an engineer.
Right.
And they say, we need the engineer.
Right.
Post the job posting. They say, we get 2 little leads for this. We get 2 little applications. We say, okay, upgrade. Pay just a little bit for it, and you'll be happy. You'll get hundreds of applications. They look around, they say, no, it's a bit too expensive. $100 for 20 people is expensive for them.
I have no idea how you are marketing because
I'm taking the numbers from here, like 950 companies, and only 6 of them paid.
Yes, because I'm showing you the rates of the biggest companies in India right now. This is a really big one. This is owned by Hindustan Times, and this
that leads me to 0.5% conversion rate.
yeah.
Because I'm talking like 21% of our visitors are
Yeah.
Indians.
Right.
20.5 is Americans.
Okay.
So Indians rule, right? So how come that Americans pay 20 to 30% conversion rate and Indians just 0.5%?
That's something which I need to get into, because if you're talking about just job market, right?
Yes.
We are just taking an example of job market.
Yes.
The thing is that these two companies, they're charging way more than what you are asking. We paid them about $2,000 to just
For-
access the database.
We don't give access to database. We give just 20 leads. That's it. End of story. If you need an access to database like they give, that will cost approximately the same, but we don't offer.
Okay.
Because, just a few people will pay. Why do you offer what's too expensive? It's like selling Lamborghinis here. Like, who's going to buy you? Just a clown.
No, but companies in India pay for talent because there isn't much of it right now. So I'm not sure how you're
Okay, so
approaching it. I
do
would
they
love to
deal
see your site.
cash?
Sorry.
Do they deal
No.
cash? I'm
They
joking.
do it credit cards. Are you asking just bank transfer?
No, nothing. PayPal, bank transfer, credit card, check, e-check, anything.
Credit card and debit card should be okay. Bank transfer would be impossible because it costs about $50 to transfer.
But 90% of those companies don't even try to click on the button and say upgrade. So, okay, I'm saying, where is the problem?
Can I see your site?
Yeah, sure. Learnforgood.com.
Spell it.
Learn, digit 4, good.
Learn, digit 4,
Yeah, learn for
4.
Good. .com /jobs.
And you're just selling the concept of leads, right? The thing is, in India, there's not the concept of leads with most people. They don't try to buy it per customer. Like if I buy an ad in here, so basically what I do is I pay for the classified per month. Like I pay like 1,000 rupees or $20 per month to have like 5 ads there. It doesn't matter how many leads come.
Yeah, there are two offers. Either 6 months, no limits, or you get a limit and a certain amount of days.
Right.
So you can choose. It's the same they offer.
Right.
I offer the same. Already studied them.
Right.
I don't know where is the problem.
The volume. That's the only thing I can answer. Like if I can say about my ad rates, which I make from India, it's like 2 to 3 cents per person.
I would rate
Perfect.
1 cent.
And if I do it from US, it's up to $1.
No, we
So-
have an average of 1 cent
Yeah.
for everything.
You're right. So that would be an issue with you, that a lot of people would come, see, and do nothing. That would be an issue. Like there would be a lot of time wasters, because you see a lot of people who visits online on the internet are kind of college students. They are not really big companies. And also in companies, there's a huge issue with hierarchy. So people who make the decision are usually the bosses or the owners.